Yo, what's Gucci, everybody? It's your boy K-Dot, the first Black Super Saiyan in the world 5 on this planet. I'm back here with another video. We have a juicy video. This is juicy. When I say this is juicy, this is juicy. Kevin Feige is finally, in an article, giving us a breakdown of why they didn't recast T'Challa. Why he didn't recast T'Challa. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. First things first, I want to show you what Kevin Feige said at Investors Day. If we remember Investors Day, let me bring this up real quick. So this is what he said to all of us of why they wasn't recasting. Remember what he says here. Remember each word. Let me play this real quick.
Who affected all of our lives professionally and personally. His portrayal of T'Challa the Black Panther is iconic and transcends any iteration of the character in any other medium from Marvel's past. And it's for that reason that we will not recast the character.
Alright, so the reason they're not recasting because Chadwick Boseman's casting transcends any iteration of the character. And that's not even fair. That is, look, real quick, that's not even fair. Because you can put out any movie of any character, and of course it's going to transcend the comics that they come from. More people watch movies and watch TV. More people consume visual moving media. Like, that's not even fair. I can easily say, let's say this was situated as Batman 89. Michael Keaton passed away as Batman. Michael Keaton's Batman, you know, we're not going to recast because he transcends the character. No shit, he's going to fucking transcend the character from the comic easily and surpass it in a way. Because people barely read comics as is. No shit. Like, that's not even fair. I'm sorry, that's not even fair. It's not even a fair thing to say. Because, let's be real. It's not just the comics that get these characters to where they are. Same thing happened with Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. They had to get live action TV shows, live action movies, and animated shows. The reason they blew up was because of their stuff outside of the comics, reaching a larger audience. Static Shock didn't become a icon in 2000, not an icon, but a popular DC character in the 2000s that people wanted to see more from, was because of his TV show. It wasn't the comics. Not saying the comics do not have a big part of why Static Shock is popular, but it is that TV show that elevated Static even further, right? It's that TV show, and that's just facts. It's that TV show. That TV show reached more people than the comic. Not saying the comics don't have a part in it. They do. But obviously, if you put it in a medium like TV and all that, it's going to obviously get more eyes on it. Like, come on. But let's go ahead and get into this article, because this article is juicy. Kevin Feige on not recasting T'Challa in the MCU. It was too much too soon. Alright, off that title, let me say this real quick.
Broly, look! Niggas be wildin'!
So if it was too much too soon. So, setting up a big budget movie wasn't a lot for you, but recasting was too much. That doesn't make any sense.
It make no sense, yeah. It make no sense, it make no sense, goddamn. Make no sense, yeah.
I know recasting, look, they can find somebody else. You can find anybody, right? You set up casting calls. Have people come in, try to play the character. They can do that. I think that's a lot simpler than actually going forward with a big budget movie without your lead character. You're bringing in Namor. You're doing Namor. You know, you're doing Wakanda versus Atlantis, a big event for Black Panther in general and his stories. You are we may possibly see Doctor Doom set up in this movie. You're setting up Shuri as Black Panther. You have to write a script for this movie. You have to, you know, budget money to go for different filming locations, all this stuff. That wasn't too much. But recasting was too much. Look, in my opinion, both of it happened way too freaking soon. You should have waited. And he could have waited. He could have waited until 2026, 2027 to bring back Black Panther. Right? You have a bunch of Marvel characters that you could have sandwiched in between to give us content. X-Men, Fantastic Four, Blue Marvel, Howling Commandos. I'm thinking of another team. What's the team with Doctor Strange and Blade in them? The Midnight Suns. You could have a Ghost Rider. You could have done so many other characters. Hell, if you needed to, you could have brought back all the Netflix Marvel characters and continued their shows, or give them movies, bring back Michael Coulter, make him Luke Cage. Like, you have so many characters you can use to fill these slots in between up until you can do Black Panther again. Right? To say that it was too much too soon to recast is crazy, but it's not too much for you to actually do a movie without your lead actor that made the franchise. I forgot to add this in too. So basically, other thing they could have done, which would have been interesting, is if they did a TV show, 10 episodes, if they needed to give the cast members, something to do within the meantime, or put them in other Marvel stuff, you make a Wakanda show based around the blip. It's about Okoye, the Dora Milaje, M'Baku and his tribe, and T'Challa's mother, all trying to keep Wakanda in order, since it's probably going to be a lawless country at that point. Most of the tribe leaders are snapped away. A lot of people in disarray. T'Challa, their overall king, is gone. So there's going to be probably a power grab. People, acting out of order since they just dealt with this recent event. Kind of make it like a Game of Thrones type of show. People trying to come claim this throne, try and steal this vibranium from Wakanda and stuff. All that. You could have done that for them. A show, 10 episodes on Disney Plus, and it takes place during the blip. Like, there's so much stuff you could have done in the meantime, up until you needed to shoot this movie. And you're going to put all of this on Letitia Wright, the women of Wakanda, and M'Baku, but not T'Challa, the one who we're here to see, the one who's the OG Black Panther, the original Black Panther. I mean, there's Black Panthers before him, but he is the Black Panther. And when Shuri was Black Panther, it was for a short time. And also, T'Challa was Black Panther in those same comics too. Why can't we have both? Why? Why can't we have both? I'm fine with having both. We can have both, as long as T'Challa's in the lead. But we need T'Challa. We need him. Let's go ahead and get back into this article and read some more. But that's crazy. That is insane to me. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, stories of Black Panther have so far focused primarily on the character of T'Challa, from his introduction in Captain America: Civil War through to groundbreaking solo outing Black Panther into Avengers: Infinity War and Endgame, as he took over the mantle from his fallen father, King T'Chaka. But following the tragic loss of Chadwick Boseman, Ryan Coogler's sequel, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, will be a very different kind of Black Panther movie. One without T'Challa at its center, though still very much about his legacy. Marvel made the decision not to recast the role and instead find a different approach for the sequel and the ongoing story of Wakanda. Look, you guys. I love Wakanda, like the place itself, but I don't give a damn about the place if the Black Panther T'Challa ain't there, right? It's like, I like New York in Marvel's lore, right? But what the hell is New York if you ain't got no damn Spider-Man in it? I mean, you got Cap, you got the Avengers, all that. But like, come on now. Come on. I like Wakanda. I do. But this is like, alright, let's push the story of Gotham, but we're not without Batman. Like, no, you need Batman in Gotham if you're doing these stories about pushing something with Gotham. Can't just do Gotham without Batman. No. Marvel made the decision not to recast the role and instead find a different approach for the sequel and an ongoing story of Wakanda, a move taken to honor Boseman. But the choice also has seen pushback, with some fans concerned that Marvel no longer telling stories with T'Challa might diminish the importance of a character who has come to represent so much to so many. And to represent so much to so many, real quick, out of all the content Hollywood likes to make with black people, whether it got to be about our struggles, our misfortunes, just the negative shit, right? Like rarely any positive ass shit, like something like, look, I'm gonna say it, but when Ice Cube did that movie, Are We There Yet? That was a fun movie about this dude taking these kids across country back to their mother and stuff. The kids wasn't on drugs and all that shit. And then by the end of the story, he becomes a father or a stepfather. Like, it ends up being something positive. It isn't no fucking hood shit. Like, I'm not saying, I'm not a lot of people grow up in the hood, but that's the content they like to do for us. Some hood shit. Slavery movies and stuff. But when we get something about black people, a bunch of black people in one country being heroes, the same black people that allowed the Avengers to come into their kingdom and, give them a place to take that stone out of Vision's head and fight against the armies of Thanos. Like, some real positive ass fucking shit, bruh. And then they want to take away the leader of that away from us?
Wakanda Forever!
And I'm not saying just for black people, just in general. Like, people need to see a character like T'Challa. And you guys know me, right? I'm not saying I need a fictional character to validate my existence as a black man. Because look, you know me. I always been saying this. Representation does matter. But to me, it doesn't always 100% matter. Because I can still enjoy a character and not have to look like them or talk like them. Shit, one of my favorite characters is Goku. I don't look like Goku, but I heavily relate to that motherfucker and I like him as a character. There's a lot of things I don't relate to, but I love him as a character. Because that's how we should be relating to a lot of these characters, based off their character, not how we look. But seeing positive adaptations of people that look like you does help. It does help. It does. Because there was a time when, back during Jim Crow and stuff and all that, and, civil rights, they was making movies and stuff about black people and stuff with white people dressing up in blackface, making fun of black people. And that was the content they was feeding the black people at that time. Content where they was being made fun of. Big ass lips, red lips, shucking and jiving, all that stuff. But we finally got a positive black content, and they're like, nah, let's get rid of T'Challa. Like, bro, not even Vin Diesel was this foolish to say, all right, let's recast Paul Walker's character. Let's kill Brian's character. Like, he just left it up in the air. He honored Brian's character the best way he could. Got his brothers, told him come back in. Hey, let's finish up this movie. Could you guys fill in for Brian? He got his brothers to come in. Got the family to come in. And help, fill it in. And when Fast 7 ended, that was the best ending they could do for Brian's character.
Hey, thought you could leave without saying goodbye.
I used to say I lived my life a quarter mile at a time. And I think that's why we were brothers. Because you did too.
And with the stuff that's rumored in this movie of how T'Challa dies, if they are using a sickness to kill off T'Challa, that is the most tone-deaf shit I've ever seen, ever. That's the equivalent of killing Paul Walker's character Brian in Fast and Furious of a car crash. Paul Walker died of a car crash in real life. You don't see how tone deaf that is? You don't see how tone deaf it is? That's like brain cells have to have fell out for you to even think about doing that. If it is true that T'Challa was killed off by a sickness in this movie, which doesn't make any sense because he has a serum in his body that enhances him, gives him super strength and stuff. His smelling is enhanced, his speed is enhanced, his durability is enhanced, his body is initially enhanced. So common diseases shouldn't even be messing with him. It's the same reason Captain America couldn't really get sick and stuff or toxins invade his body. Because there's a serum that makes him super that counters all that stuff. So, if it's true that a sickness does kill him in this movie, ooh, shit.
Oh no, you making me
suspicious, eh?
It's making me think a lot.
I mean, I'm not going to be watching the movie in theaters. I'm not going to be supporting it financially. So just make that clear. I won't be supporting this movie financially because this is not getting my money. You killing off T'Challa, I don't fucks with that. He's actually one of the few MCU characters that I like that's here. Well, he's not here because he's going to be killed. But he's like one of the few characters I like that's left in the MCU. All these other characters, like, I don't care about them. I guess I care about Falcon, but it's like, I mean, shit, you know, nigga ain't got no powers and shit, I don't know. And he's nowhere near the level of T'Challa as a black character. Same thing as War Machine, he's just a chump. Got no legs and stuff, government lapdog, all that. But let's go. Speaking of Empire now, world exclusive Black Panther Wakanda Forever cover feature, Marvel boss Kevin Feige opened up on the decision not to recast T'Challa. I just felt it was too much too soon to recast, he says, likening their approach to Marvel's long-standing ethos in the comics. Stan Lee always said that Marvel represents the world outside your window, and we had talked about how it as extraordinary and fantastical as our characters and stories are, there's relatable and human elements to everything we do. The world is still processing the loss of Chad, and Ryan poured that into the story. There's a relatable and human element to everything we do. Didn't they just drop a movie called Thor 4 where they have... in Thor 4, alright, relatable to human art. Freak. Kevin Feige approved Thor 4. Like, he had to watch the movie and see that shit. There's a scene in Thor 4 where Asgardians have an ice cream shop with Thanos' glove. Being marketed on the ice cream shop, right? And they're making profit off of their own trauma and other people's trauma. A universal trauma where they all got snapped. Hell, what made it even worse, Thanos came onto their ship and killed more of their people. And the Asgardians is literally, they got an ice cream shop with Thanos' hand marketing that shit. Like, what the freak? You don't even have people in real life making stores for Hitler or Osama bin Laden. Oh, come on. You don't see McDonald's promoting Osama bin Laden toys and shit. You don't see McDonald's promoting Joseph Stalin little toys. Joseph Stalin nuggets, yay! Like, what the... Relatable human element, my ass. Y'all just using that as an excuse. Like, stop. That's just an excuse. That is a excuse. It's an excuse. Talking about this is happening too soon. But it wasn't too soon to get together this big budget movie, though. So this is less stressful than recasting him, which is probably less of an issue than starting this whole movie without him. Y'all had to think about a story, a script, rewrites, cast people. You even bringing in Namor. This is a big movie. The freak? Too soon. If recasting happened too soon, this should be too soon. You literally filmed this movie the year after he died. The heck? Bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. Then they gotta use Stan Lee, you know, pull some sympathy card. Alright, I see y'all. The world is still processing the loss of Chad, and Ryan poured that into the story. Yeah. It doesn't seem like y'all processing it. It was like, yeah, let's get that movie going. Once Feige and Coogler figured out what they wanted to go, they got back to work on making a sequel that really mattered. The conversations were entirely about, yes, what do we do next, Feige explains. And how could the legacy of Chadwick and what he had done to help Wakanda and the Black Panther become these incredible, aspirational, iconic ideas continue. That's what it's all about. We'll find out exactly how Wakanda Forever honors that legacy in just a few weeks' time. Yeah, I'm not watching this shit. I'm not watching this shit in theaters, right? And at this point, You might as well should have made a damn Namor solo movie. Like, what the fuck? Just call this shit Namor, Wakanda Forever. Like, they got... You know, you're not even promoting a Black Panther in a suit in these covers. You're just sure you're doing this. Not even letting her rep the suit. Like, put her in the suit and shit. This is Black Panther. Wakanda Forever. Not Wakanda Forever. This is Black Panther. Marketing Black Panther. I don't know damn Black Panther. Wakanda. I get it. Wakanda is a big part of the mythos. But so is Black Panther. You don't get Wakanda without Black Panther. You don't get Gotham City without Batman. You don't get Metropolis without Superman. Oh my gosh. Alright, so that's it. There's more, but we pretty much got to the gist of it. This is just PR bullshit. This is just that PR nonsense, y'all. Like, what Feige said here doesn't make any sense. It was too much too soon. All of it is too much too soon. The hell? Come on now. This shit is... Oh my gosh. Look, I'm just gonna chalk it up to this. Right? It's multiple things. They was all in an emotional state, and they made an irrational decision at a time out of emotions. Making emotional decisions at any time is not really good. This is a very irrational decision that they should have thought rationally about. Like, this is the universe. Another problem. The whole shared universe shit. This is my issue with the shared universe shit. This is my issue with it. Because if shit like this happens again, and it already did with William Hurt, so are you going to recast William Hurt's Thunderbolt Ross so we can eventually get Red Hulk in the MCU? Like, are we going to do that? Because I want to see it. I want to see if they recast William Hurt Thunderbolts Ross. I have a feeling they will. I have a strong feeling they will recast him. I'm just waiting. But I have a strong feeling they will. If they don't, hey, at least they keep the same energy. But still, like, I have a strong feeling they'll just recast him off the bat. We gonna wait and see. I want you guys to remember this video where I said this. And if they do recast him in the years to come, we gonna refer back to this video and see what's up. But like I said, to get back to shared universe stuff, this is why I honestly miss times before 2008 where I can watch a different adaptation of a character and keep it pushing, but still have an emotional attachment to the character too. For example, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, right? When Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man movie came out, I wasn't like, no, it ain't Tobey, I'm not watching. No, I acknowledged it was a different adaptation. I kept it pushing. I may have not liked Andrew as much as Tobey, but I still watched it, gave it a chance, and I did end up liking the first movie. The second movie trash, but I liked Andrew's Spider-Man overall. I like Tobey more, but I still like his Spider-Man overall. Same thing with Superman. We had Christopher Reeves, Brandon Routh, Tom Welling, all these different adaptations within this time. Now, when I watched Christopher Reeves' Superman, I wasn't like, oh, I can't watch Tom Welling's Superman. No. I only need Christopher Reeves. No, I watched his Superman, soaked it up. I did like him a little bit more than Chris. Christopher Reeves is still the GOAT, but that's personally just me. And I kept it pushing to the next. I do miss those times when you can just be able to recast. But mind you, those are different cases, a different adaptation. But still, just recasting to a new version and keeping it pushing. I'm going to show you guys a tweet someone dropped. So this is the comment here that bothered me. And I'm going to use examples. I have examples for this. Y'all literally only say this because you don't want Shuri to take over. Who could have filled Chadwick's shoes? I'll wait. Any black man that wants to be an actor on this goddamn planet. Any black man. All of them aren't qualified. But there's surely one black man on this planet qualified to play Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa. There is one. If you're telling me there's not one, that is crazy. That is crazy. I understand there's a lot of actors who play characters and they just do it so perfectly. But mind you, and I'm going to use these examples because they're pretty much the same. Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. Hugh Jackman is the only person to play Wolverine in live action. And when he played Wolverine, people was like, he's the best Wolverine. Nobody cannot replace him. When RDJ, the first person ever to play Iron Man in live action, officially, was RDJ Iron Man. People say the same thing about him. Nobody can replace RDJ's Iron Man. He's perfect. You're only saying that because he's the only version you've seen. He's the only version you've seen. You're telling me no other person on this planet could do a Tony Stark Iron Man besides RDJ? That's bullshit. All the people on this damn planet, and you're telling me only one can do this? No. That is silly. That is silly. They're not that unique. They are unique and they stand out, but they're not that unique. Like, they're not that unique, bruh. They're not that unique. They're great, but they're not that unique. I'm not saying Chadwick Boseman is not unique. Not saying he didn't put his stamp on it. He put his stamp on it. But this character is too important to just leave the rot like this. And this is why I say you can't just leave him to rot like this. Because T'Challa right now, you killed him, probably has the worst MCU arc. Probably has one of the weakest MCU arcs. This is T'Challa's arc in the MCU. And a lot of it is filled with death. Black Panther 1, he almost dies. That's his only full-length appearance. Civil War, his father dies. Black Panther, he loses Zuri and some other Wakandans and stuff due to Killmonger's reign. Then Avengers Infinity War comes. He dies for 5 years. And then Wakanda Forever, if it takes place with the year after, the same year as they come back from the blip, he dies again. His arc is full of death. What type of arc is that? You give Thor and Hulk. Thor and Hulk probably have the worst developments of any of the main 6 Avengers in the MCU.
All my problems and not away from them.
Hawkeye and Black Widow have better development than them. Hulk and Thor got 10 years of development in the MCU. Those two trash characters. Not saying they're trash in general, but in the MCU, they have the worst writing ever. They have some of the worst writing. They are getting a 10-year arc, but T'Challa isn't. A already better character is not getting a bigger arc than these two trash characters that they didn't know what to do with, and they just kept doing shit with them. Because in my opinion, T'Challa is more important than damn near all of them. He should be getting that Captain America and Iron Man love. He should be getting that 10-year arc. He should be getting that. He deserves that. We deserve that. The audience. Because we've been waiting to see this character. And we don't know when the MCU is going to reboot. How long do we got to wait until they reboot to see this character again? And I don't want to see no multiverse version of T'Challa. I don't want to see no multiverse version coming. That shit's stupid. So what, some version from the multiverse is going to pop over here and just live here? No, I want to see that shit. I'll watch a what if episode with a what if T'Challa, because that's a what if. I don't want to watch no we're in the main universe of the MCU. I don't want to see no other version of T'Challa. Right? Tom Holland is the current Spider-Man. Do y'all want to see Tobey Maguire take over for him? Personally, I would. Personally, I would. But that ain't right. So if Tom Holland's Spider-Man dies, we got to bring in Tobey? Like, come on now. No. They don't even do that in the comics. If characters die, they didn't kill off Uncle Ben and then bring a multiverse Uncle Ben to replace Uncle Ben. That shit is cheap as hell. No. That is cheap ass fucking writing. I don't want to see that shit. I want T'Challa. I know some of y'all might be telling me get over it, yada yada yada, whatever, but it's recast T'Challa over here all day, every day, bro. It's recast T'Challa. I don't care what they do with this. If them leaks I read is true, whew, I hope this shit crash and burns. I'm not supporting this just because I'm black. Like, just because it's black, I'm not supporting it just because it's black. I want it to be a good black product, but I'm not just supporting black because I'm black. Nah. You don't go to a black-owned business and they don't scrub and they don't use gloves to handle the food. I'm not finna be supporting that. You better handle my food with gloves. I don't know if you got like monkeypox or something. What you trying to give me, bruh? I don't know what you got. I want you to, be professional. Not that sloppy shit. I want to be a black product that's quality. Not some mediocre shit. Not no Tyler Perry movie shit. Not trying to bash Tyler Perry, but quality. Not no ratchet Real Housewives shit. Not no gangster thug life shit, some real positive ass shit. You know, this shit right here, Black Panther, bruh. But nah, we gotta be stuck with Shuri. The what are those? Like, come on now. But yeah, guys, and last thing I'll say this. Chadwick Boseman, that dude's a hero. Right? That dude's a hero. He's inspirational. You know, we live in a world where a lot of people, well, especially, let me mainly use America. People got their little first world problems crying about, like, just crying about silly shit. Like, oh my gosh, I don't got these new shoes. Bruh, Chadwick was dealing with this cancer for, like, at least over 4 years while he was doing his thing as Black Panther. And he was pushing. He ain't tell nobody about his problems. He kept it pushing. And I can see why he didn't, because maybe he didn't want people interrupting his plans. But he knew his time was limited. But with the limited time he had, he made sure I need to make an impact. And he made an impact in that small amount of time. Like, that's some shit. My father dealt with cancer like multiple times. He made it, you know, he made it out. He dealt with it multiple times. Kept persevering and shit. Like, reminded me of my dad and shit. Just fucking persevering through that shit. You know, not really telling anybody. Well, we knew. But, like, he wasn't, you know, going like, oh, I got my cancer. It hurts. Like, nah, he kept it pushing. Got his ass up. Went to work. Did all his things. But that's because they caught the cancer early and stuff. But still, even when he had it, he kept on fucking pushing. And he survived that shit, like, damn near 3 times. Because he was able to catch it early. You know? But he kept pushing, persevering, going through it. And that's why I fucks with Chadwick, bro. That's a man that keeps pushing. Regardless of whatever pain he's dealing with. You got people in this world complaining about little shit. Oh my gosh. I want the new J's. I can't get the new J's. Like, man, get the fuck out of here with that shit. There's bigger problems going on in this world. Bigger problems. You know, you got people like Ray Fisher crying about his barber and shit. But, you know, we got, like, you know, black men being gunned down and killed. But this nigga want to cry about, you know, why didn't my barber get credit? Like, bro, get that shit out of here. People dying out here. You crying about your barber not getting credit on the movie. Freak up out of here. We got bigger problems. Not saying your problems don't matter. But there's bigger shit going on. There's bigger shit. But you guys, shouts out Chadwick Boseman. My favorite... I'll say this, last thing before I head out. My favorite role of Chadwick's, and it's not even Black Panther, is him playing James Brown. If y'all tell me he was not a dope-ass James Brown, you lying. You lying through your teeth. He was a dope James Brown. His James Brown was fire. He got that accent down and stuff. You know, he was flexing that shit. Shouts out Chadwick Boseman. Did a great job with James Brown. Get On Up is my favorite movie of Chadwick's. It's my favorite. But look, guys, we're going to go ahead and end this video. This was a long, lengthy one, but I had to make it long and lengthy and give, you know, break down all these examples and stuff. But thank y'all for watching. Because of that, peace, love, positivity, and all that jazz. Don't do drugs, like I always say. Deuces.
What did you do?